on these back roads. Here are these Colorado Plains. Back roads is Country Road 1, also 144. I'm gonna go over to Orchard. See, the advantage of coming over here to these smaller towns is that you don't hit any traffic. That's guaranteed, unless there's something major that happens on the roads, even on these back roads, but chances are very slim. But you can see over there in the distance, yeah, there's some storm activity going on. So that's facing north, more towards Wyoming. Also northern Nebraska. Yeah, a lot of farming around this area. I was actually traveling on I-76, which goes east and west. It's not very long. It starts in Denver and it ends in Julesburg at the state line with Nebraska. So seeing no traffic. There's pros and cons about it, that in these smaller towns there's not the amenities of a big city. But if you want to not encounter any traffic, the small towns are the best bet. Yeah, Highway 34, east and west. That goes over to Greeley. If I was to turn left, I'd go to Greeley. Also Fort Collins. Continue on here. Highway 144. Yep, 4 miles from this point to Orchard. So not very far from Wiggins. Platte River, South Platte River, actually runs right into Nebraska too. Yep, this is it, the town of Orchard. We'll go into the town here, right here to the left on Washington Avenue. The only post office here in town. Well, it's obvious to see why. Yeah, some of the streets here are gravel. That's one thing to keep in mind when visiting, you know, a town like this. Yeah, these buildings, yeah, the saloon, the Mugshot Saloon. This definitely caught my attention. These old gas pumps. It's an old garage. See, there's always something in these towns that will grab one's attention. So on to the next town, to Goodrich. We'll check that out. Then I'm going to go back to Wiggins. This is Goodrich, town of Goodrich. Here in the east of Denver, Colorado Plains. I'm approaching the junction here. Which is the center of town here. Yeah, the weather's supposed to be picking up right here where I'm driving at, so I'm going to get out of here before it gets worse, because here in the plains, you know, they're pretty strong storm activity. They get baseball-sized hail and tornadoes. So I'm gonna go back to Wiggins. You can see those dark skies over there, strong storm activity. Platte River, Nebraska. Started getting windy, so the weather's supposed to pick up. It started a moment ago. Yeah, just like 5 minutes ago, there was no wind. You can tell by those trees. Yeah, this is the Colorado Plains. It's not unusual for this to happen. Some lightning just a moment ago. Yeah, the wind has kicked up some dust. You can see there. Yeah, the winds can get very strong here out in the plains. Sometimes even hurricane force. Yeah, I see a lot of dust all over this farmland that just suddenly picked up. Not unusual. Just a big path of dust, dirt. And all caused by the wind. town of Wiggins. So I visited Orchard, Goodrich, and now this one. I've been here before, but not sure if I ever got video of it. So, this is Wiggins. The scent outside is not very pleasant. It smells like cow manure. So for those of you that are traveling out here, you have to expect that. This is the center of town. Senior Center. Gotta check out the school over here. It's supposed to be a historic school. It's just been dusty out here. This is the AP Memorial Ballpark at the Wiggins. I think it's high school, I think. Home of the Tigers. So go Tigers. Wiggins School District. Yep, Delbert Tits. Ball field. And City Park. This is that historic school here in Wiggins, Old Trail. It's on the National Register of Historic Places, and that's the building right there. This is Wiggins. I'm going to head over to Roggen really quick, and then there's the fire station. There's some storm activity going on to the west, too. So I just hopped on 76. I'm going to head over to Roggen. Town of Roggen. Yep, that's a restaurant, gas station, there's a motel right there. And the town is to the left, the main part of town. Well, that building has seen better days. Right here in Roggen. Whether it's haunted, I don't know. I'll just leave it at that. There used to be a motel, the Prairie Lodge, no longer operating. It's a post office. Here's some abandoned buildings that have seen better days. They didn't know they had this big giant telephone here But they do. You're in Roggen. The fire station here in town. Roggen. I'm gonna hop back on 76 West. I'm gonna go back to headquarters. So this was fun. Traveling out here to the Colorado Plains and seeing all the small towns. There's some thunder activity going on right now here in the Denver metro. Thunder and lightning. Too bad it's not at night when it looks a lot better, but I do like the continuous sounds of thunder.